Downtown Overland Park, in the heart of Overland Park. I love this area and I'm here to talk about it. But first, roll the cows. Hi, I'm Sandy Rosenstock with Hagen Anderson and Associates, brokered by Bixby Realty. Before we get started, be sure to like and subscribe this page to stay up on everything Kansas City. Downtown Overland Park is located on the corridor on either side of Metcalf between 78th Street and 83rd Street on the historic Santa Fe Trail. We're in Strang Hall right now, named after William B. Strang, considered the founder and visionary of Overland Park. In 1905, William Strang Jr., a railroad magnate, purchased 600 acres of land just south of Kansas City, and he envisioned a park-like community. He platted out the 600 acres into subdivisions and business districts, and one of the subdivisions he named Overland Park. More than a century later, Overland Park is home to over 300 locally owned and operated businesses, a variety of businesses. And I'm here to tell you about just a few of them here in downtown Overland Park. Strang Hall is a food hall. It's a collective of chef-driven menus, food, restaurants. It does change from time to time, so you can come in and get anything from Asian fusion to sushi to tacos to pizzas to sandwiches, and they have a bar for cocktails, beers, happy hour. It's a fantastic choice. All right, so we're out here in front of Parisi Coffee. Parisi Coffee is a Kansas City original. It is owned by and operated by a family that lives here, and they are known for a really great cup of coffee. It's a strong Italian homage to a coffee, and they are an Italian family. They're very proud of that, which is fantastic. They started in 2006, and they are now currently one of the largest Midwest suppliers of roasted coffee beans. They are one of the largest storage facilities for green coffee beans, and they have a number of accolades as well. I've heard the phrase sommelier when talking about the baristas and just generally everyone who works within the company. Everyone buys into it, and it's just simply one of the best cup of coffees that you can have. There are a multitude of coffee shops in Kansas City. We have great coffee and great barbecue, but you'd be hard-pressed to find a better cup of coffee than you will here at Parisi Cafe. And we have one right here in downtown Overland Park, which is fantastic because I come here frequently. I love having coffee meetings. I love just coming here and hanging out too. All right, so here we are in front of two things. First of all, behind me is William Strang Jr., fabulous statue, just for reference. Behind him, we have an anchor in downtown Overland Park, Dragon Inn. And Dragon Inn has been here since 1975. It was opened by a Chinese immigrant, and it offers authentic Szechuan and Peking cuisine. It is currently owned by the son and daughter of the original owner, and it's one of my favorite places to go. It was actually the first place I went on my date with my now husband of 30 years. So it's a special place. We were here just last week having dinner again. This is actually a great spot. Just over here, we have one of the entrances to the downtown Overland Park area. And as you can see, there's businesses all along either side. We have a bridal room. We have a wonderful pop culture where you can get ice cream and flavored popcorn, which is extremely good. And then if we continue to pan down that way, we have a wonderful shot of the more downtown area, including the famous clock tower. And just to the right, if you head down there, is where we've got the local farmers market. We'll touch on that in just a second. But it's extremely walkable. This is definitely an area where you want to come and park and walk. If you're a single person, if you're with a date, a spouse, a significant other, or if your family wants to come and shop and walk, this is a fabulous, wonderful place. Lots of sidewalks, lots of places to stop. There's benches everywhere. There's a park down around the corner. This is just a wonderful area to be. I love downtown Overland Park. It is a gem in the heart of Overland Park and frankly of Kansas City, and I love it. Here we are at Thompson Park. It's just over 4 acres of green space. It has a variety of amenities for kids, families, individuals. This is a great place to come when you've been walking around or there's an event and the kids are still not tired and you are. You can come sit down and let them have some time to just run around and be kids, and you can watch them. Otherwise, it's also a great hangout space. There are events here. They do have live music on occasion. These things are all on the Overland Park website. There's a variety of calendars available, but there is frequently vendors or music, festivals. No, they're not huge, but they are perfect size, and they do draw quite a large crowd, but they're run very well. They're a lot of fun, and it's an easy in and out type of place to come. The commitment isn't as large as, say, going to downtown Kansas City, which I love doing, but this is a little bit less time consuming, but just as enjoyable. A couple of more places I wanted to touch on is a few blocks that way. We have the Matt Ross Center, which is a state-of-the-art community center. It is unbelievably fabulous. It has an indoor pool with fun stuff for the kids to do as well. But there's a lap pool, so if you want to actually exercise and do that, you can. But it has a gymnasium, it has a fitness center, it has event spaces to rent, it has meeting spots. It's an absolutely gorgeous place. It's well staffed, it's well run, it's open to the community. I've been there multiple times for multiple different occasions, wedding receptions, celebration of life. I've taken my kids to the pool there in the wintertime to swim. I've taken my dad in the past for fitness classes. So it's a very happening place, and there's every age imaginable is at the Matt Ross Center all the time. It's a wonderful gym in Overland Park, which I love. Another fabulous thing about downtown Overland Park is they have a wonderful farmers market, and on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, for the past 35 years, there is a covered pavilion now with parking around. You go and you walk, and they make sure that all vendors are providing locally grown or produced produce or items. So you're not going to get prepackaged things coming in from another city or another country. Everything is grown locally, and all other items that are not food related do have to be made by hand or individually by people who are from the area. And it's very well attended. I do suggest getting there early to beat the crowds, but even if you're there later on, you're still going to find some nice things to have. And if you miss your favorite thing, then just walk right up the street to the Upper Crust Bakery and sit down and have a cup of coffee and a piece of pie, and it's still a good day. So I've told you a few of the favorite places that I like to go. There are lots of other places I like to go. For instance, if I want to meet some friends and watch some of the local sports, and we have a lot of local sports teams, and I consider college local sports as well. So we do have KU, K-State, Missouri, and some other teams, I'm sure. Those are the big ones. And most people here in Overland Park and Kansas City are friends with people from other schools, and we're still friends, so that's nice. But we do like to meet and watch the games, and there are a collection of bars in downtown Overland Park that are fabulous to watch. One of them is Maloney's, and Maloney's is enormous. If you have a big group, that's where you want to go. It's 2 stories of indoor and outdoor seating, and they offer great food and drinks at great prices, and they just keep adding on to it. And if it's cold, they have heaters. If it's hot, it's hot. But it's year round, you're going to find a table and you're going to find a place to go, and it's a great place. There's also a place called The Other Place, and it's also another bar and grill. They have lots of TVs everywhere, very casual, good food, good drinks. And the last place that I like to go is the Peanut, and there are a couple of Peanuts in Kansas City, and there is one here in downtown Overland Park, and it doesn't look big, but you go inside and it's very large, and again, lots of TVs, great bar food. They have fantastic wings. They actually are really known for their wings, and they always have a deal on the wings, and you can get boneless, you can get bone-in, but I'd get the bone-in, and they're super fantastic, and everything is good. It's surprising. For bar food, you never leave hungry, and if you do, it's your own fault. So great bar places to go and watch games or just hang out with friends. One other special gym I want to point out that it's somewhat hidden. It's directly across from Dragon Inn, but there's a place called the Culinary Center of Kansas City, and it's been in business for about 20 years, and it is locally owned and operated. Everyone who works there is from the area, and there's a variety of things to do. They offer over 600 classes a year, and when I mean classes, I mean amateur to people who really want to expand their knowledge specifically, not necessarily professionally, although they do offer culinary classes. But if you want to have a girls' night out, if you want to have a date night, if you just want to go expand your knowledge on how to make dumplings. I took a dumpling class. I love making Chinese food. I wanted to know how to make dumplings. I signed up for a class by myself, and I went and I left knowing how to make dumplings, and it was fantastic. There were a variety of people in the class with me, and it was a lot of fun. I also brought a friend one time for Valentine's Day, and we did hot chocolate bombs, and we were there for an hour and a half, and we had a really great time. They have wonderful classrooms. There's wonderful classrooms, and they have event spaces. It's a true gym, if I could say that. Again, for food, wine, barbecue. If you want to learn how to do anything as far as cooking or wine tastings or cultural experiences as far as cuisine across the world, that's going to be a great place. It's also a fun place to take because they have junior chef classes and they have classes for youngsters. It's a fun place to be had by all, and I definitely encourage you to check out the Culinary Center of Kansas City. All right, so there's so many other things about downtown Overland Park that I love, but I do want to wrap up with some events that are featured here on an annual basis. They have an annual Easter egg hunt right around Easter, and they do have a website, and you can look at all the events, and they have their dates and times on there. So again, the Easter egg hunt, there's a St. Patrick's Day parade, and that typically will feature local high school kids from the surrounding schools. My daughters both participated in it with their sports teams, with the dance team, and it's a lot of fun. It's 10 a.m. for a couple of hours. It's not an all-day event, and it's a lot of fun. So Easter egg hunt, St. Patrick's Day parade. Every year there is an art fair, and they bring in at least 75 artists. They do have to apply for it, so they're very well qualified, a good variety of artists. I've met a few local artists myself and commissioned some things. Not expensive. You can get some expensive things, but you can get some very affordable things as well. And it's a fun event. The main street is closed down, and you're able to walk around freely. There's food and drink, and again, the artists. And that's in June every year. And one of the fun things that I think, those are all fun, but one of the really fun things that's coming up is they're going to have their first annual Margarita Wars here in downtown Overland Park. I believe it's going to be for Cinco de Mayo or around that time, and they've invited 18 restaurants to come and make their best margaritas, and they are competing to have the top shelf of margaritas. So I encourage you to go to the Downtown Overland Park website, look at all of the events. Again, dates and times are featured, and please come and enjoy downtown Overland Park. I love it, and I know you'll love it too. I had a great time telling you about downtown Overland Park today, and I hope to come back and tell you more about it. There's so much more to uncover. If you want to learn more about Kansas City real estate, Overland Park real estate in general, please contact the Hagen Anderson team and associates with EXP. Our email and our information is in the website, so please contact us, call, email, text, carrier pigeon. Just let us know what you need to know, and we will give it to you. We'll give you all the information you can handle and some. But we want to hear from you. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. Please continue to watch our videos, and thank you for watching.